someone up. I can't tie someone to a radiator and whip their ass and shout, "Who's the daddy?" I want to talk about wine. Yeah, sorry, we're having stability issues here in Laos. I wanted to get this background in. I mean, honestly, there's so many incredible backgrounds. But yeah, okay, here we go. Let me make you straight. So, yeah, I've been talking a lot about detaching from coping mechanisms. The last few videos have all been about sort of descending into nothingness, the anxiety that can bring up, the feelings of what we call depression, which I believe is just the soul telling us that we're not aligned. The realization of that, moving into acceptance, moving into stillness, and really noticing. So basically it was all, the catalyst for me was stopping smoking ganja. I smoked ganja every day for 25 years, and 11 weeks ago I stopped, which was just the hugest blessing. And the circumstances that led to that were just, they were really harrowing actually. They were really harrowing circumstances. I was going through something really big and stressful, but it's turned out to be the biggest blessing of my life because it's led to everything I'm about to talk about. Well, maybe not so much in this video, because there is a bit of a negative too, but it's not really negative. There's no such thing as negative. There's no such thing as good as bad. It just is what it is. And it's all just experience and it's all just growth. Anyway, so 11 weeks ago, I stopped smoking weed. I was a prolific tugger of a wormer, and I also obviously ate lots of crap, sugary stuff, drank lots of coffee. And I've noticed since I stopped smoking the ganja that all of it is starting to unravel, and all these coping mechanisms, all these ways that I would use to escape from the present moment, to escape from stillness, to escape from emotion and feeling oneself and being with oneself, and essentially descending into nothingness and then oneness. I'm not saying I've got there, I'm not saying that I'm divinely connected with all that is, but I have touched upon it. I've had experiences of it recently, and for me it's now very clear that that is what's going on here. This is all essentially God playing out. This is all just oneness, and yeah, everything is beautiful. But I also spoke yesterday about how changes in my environment are a catalyst for me to relapse. Not that I see it as a negative, but to start needing coping mechanisms again, to start telling myself a story that I need to escape myself, that I can't be with myself, that I can't just sit in the moment, that I can't just be in silence. And I've rented a scooter. Every 2-3 days I move, which obviously is amazing. Like, it's amazing to see all these new places. I mean, my God, wow. But at the same time, it's exhausting, and it also brings an instability to life. It brings like an unsettled feeling. So what I noticed, so I've had very long periods. When I was in Bali, I rented somewhere for 6 weeks. When I first got to Laos, I rented somewhere for 5 days. And my intention was actually to stay there the whole time because I don't like moving around. But suddenly I got this energy in life, which I've spoken about, I'm pretty sure 2 videos ago. Oh, it's about to start raining. Turns out it was just a short shower, so we've just moved a little bit down the road. Now we have different nice fields in the background. So, what do I want to speak into? I want to speak into these subtle things that I don't think throw us off is the right word, because that's negative. And like, I'm not saying that. So basically I've been bashing my worm non-stop for the last 2 days. Like, you know, it's like once you pop, you can't stop. I've really noticed that. I want to speak into that. But, you know, and I don't judge myself for that. I don't mind. Oh, I should have done it there. That's a much better view, woman. Mountain, baby. Gotta have a mountain in the background, haven't you? So, sorry, this is such a bad video, such a messy video. But hopefully it will all be worth it for those that have stuck around. We just got rid of the people who wouldn't understand it anyway, who get frustrated by little movements and things, and not a perfect production. Well, you're not going to get that here. You're just going to get authenticity and reality and deep, vulnerable sharing. So, so what happened? You know, this is what I want to speak about, but it's really hard to define because, I mean, obviously what happened is my environment changed. I got a bit stressed out about that, even though I didn't feel the stress. This is why it's hard to define. Like, I felt nothing. Like, look at where I am. It's such a blessing. It's so amazing. I'm so happy here. But I think just the moving around has created some stress that's deep within me, like you know, it's just unsettled me a bit, not even to the point where I can really distinguish it or feel it or notice it like from my mind, but clearly in my body something has got unsettled. Also, the hotel room I'm in is like a budget hotel room. It's very small, there isn't even a desk, there isn't a bedside light, like these little things that make you feel like you're at home. It is raining again, but I'm going to keep going. They're just not there, and something has just unsettled me on like a very internal, deep level. Like, I'm not feeling it mentally. I'm feeling better than ever, actually. Even when I've whacked my worm non-stop for 2 days, I've just spunked my life force everywhere. I mean, so I think I was nofap, and I wasn't trying. You know, I've given up on giving up. I've given up on, that's a good one, I think that might be the name of the video. I've given up on resisting, on trying, on shame, on guilt, on anything that's a judgment of self at all, really. Whilst I will, they love people filming out here and showing their country. I absolutely love it. Wasn't great for a video though, mate. We don't need you fucking beeping. So yeah, basically I've realised that the way to what I want, let's say sobriety, even though I don't really put these goals on it anymore or anything like that, the way to oneness, to stillness, to presence is to just be, and to just surrender, and to just be with it all, to not resist anything, to not judge oneself, to not beat oneself up. You know, I spent years and years and years like, oh, I've done it again, oh, I've smoked again. I used to go to these plant medicine ceremonies, like an ayahuasca or peyote ceremony, and pray to the fire, like, take away my addiction, I'm an addict, take away my addiction, please, please. And I'd be sober for 3 days and I'd think I'd cracked it. And of course it was all external. I was giving it to ayahuasca, I was giving it to the fire. It wasn't anything I'd done, you know. And then it would crack and it would break and I'd relapse and I'd go into these shame spirals, and then I'd smoke more and I'd have sex more and I'd have, you know, act out in all these coping mechanisms more and more and more and more, and just spiral more and more and more and more. And that's because we're shaming it, that's because we're judging it, that's because we're not... Sorry guys, you're blowing about everywhere. It's worth it though, right, for the background. Let me see if I can do anything about it. Best I could think of was putting my Crocs on the stand to weight it down a bit. I think it might work. So I was saying something around shame spirals, resistance, like that's not how I've done it this time, that's not how... You know, so this crazy psyop was poured on me, which basically was like the most terrifying experience of my life. It was all just a psychopath fucking playing with me. It was just a fucking mental troll. But none of it was even real, but I thought it was real. So feeling myself to that level, being forced to these levels of fear, and feeling one's own fear, you know, everything on the external is just a reflection of the internal. So I called this psychopath in. He's been of great service to me. He's helped me absolutely transform. It's been amazing. So I called that experience in so I could become the person I am now, or experience life as I'm experiencing it now, I should say. So through that process, you know, I would never ever have stopped smoking because I was avoiding some deep emotion within me, some deep fear within me, and I needed this crazy external circumstance to allow me to go there, to force me to go there, actually. But since then, now that I've gone through that process, which was, you know, they don't call it the dark night of the soul for no reason. They don't call it ego death for no reason. You know, it does feel like death. It's, you know, it's very intense. And this is why so many people avoid it. They avoid it with the scrolling, the tugging, the smoking, the drinking, the working, the watching of Netflix and TV. I mean, everything. Literally every human behaviour is ultimately avoidance. It could be a religion, you know, you could be putting everything outside of you because you're so scared of going inside. You know, there's so many ways of avoiding this. And my current way of avoiding this is only with my own D. I haven't gone to the levels of needing. So I'll be totally honest. Like I just want to share honestly and openly. I have gone back on Grindr, which I thought I was done with that. Like I never thought I'd look at that again. And suddenly I'm like, ooh, But luckily, not luckily, because none of it matters. It doesn't matter if you're having sex. Like, just do whatever. You know, I really believe, and actually I know through my own journey, that you have to experience your shadow. You have to play out your shadow to some degree. You have to allow, like, it's only through the experiencing of it, the allowing it to play out, that we can see it for what it is. This is why you get the term creepy old man, because it's people who have like done this to their shadow and their neuroses and compulsions, which all come from trauma and crazy places that aren't really them. They've done this all their life, like, oh no, I can't have that sexual experience, I can't tie someone up, I can't tie someone to a radiator and whip their ass and shout, who's the daddy? You know, I can't do any of these things that society frowns upon, and if I do them, I definitely can't talk about them, I definitely can't be open about them. You know, this is what leads to this, and then it seeps out. So this is why you get creepy old men, because, you know, eventually it will seep out. You know, if you don't bring the shadow out into the light, it will seep out from the side, you know, and it will end up controlling you. You know, this is why we get people doing horrendous acts, because they haven't dealt with their shadow. They haven't, and it ends up controlling them and becoming them. Fucking hell, I didn't expect to go on that. I thought I was just going to talk about boshing me blooming worm. It's amazing where these videos go into. Let me know in the comments what you all think. So yeah, so the last 2 days I've had about 10 boshes. You know what, I don't really notice a difference. Like, so I was 10 days of nofap and I was feeling great, but I still feel great. Maybe I'll just keep boshing away. Who knows? But no, I mean, my intention is to basically be as still and present as possible, without putting too much importance on it, without like, obviously, as I said before, without shaming if I don't do that, no judgment, and not really caring. You know, whatever, like if there was someone here now smoking a joint, I'd be like, yeah, I'll have a bit of that, great. But I'm not seeking it. You know, I'm very happy to be sober. I'm very happy to move more towards this presence. And it's so difficult being present. You know, there's a reason why so many people have all these coping mechanisms, because you will have to feel yourself to become present. And like I say, I needed this crazy external situation for me to do that. And before that, I mean, my life has been crazy. It's been non-stop calamity. It's like I've done things that people can't even imagine. Like, I've created the most incredible businesses. I've been around the world. I traveled Africa when I was 18. Now I'm living in Laos. You know, I've done fantastic things, but basically my life's gone like this. You know, it's just been things that people could never really even dream of doing, and then total catastrophe. But it's not really catastrophe. You know, they're all blessings. They come to serve us. If we can lean into them, if we can see, rather than saying, why is this happening to me? What is this here to teach me? Because every time it comes, it is something like this comes, it is here to teach you. It's here to take you deeper, closer to oneness, closer to being, closer to nothingness, essentially. But people spend their life resisting, trying to control life, trying to make life easy, trying to make life safe, trying to live the smallest life possible because, oh, I've got to stay safe. Oh, I've got to do my office work and get my pension and stay safe. You know, don't take any risks. And therefore, you know, they live a very small life where they don't experience anything and they don't grow. And I also think that this energy, resistance and staying small, contraction, that's what leads to disease. Dis-ease. Because disease is dis-ease. It's trapped energy in the body that then turns into disease. Whoa, we're going all over the place on this video. I'm a little T-Rex. So older viewers will get that reference. It refers to my manic stage where I was pretending to be a T-Rex. That was when I was coming out of this psyop and recalibrating and letting go of all the stress, and I just went into this insane period of 2 or 3 weeks of just play. Like a complete opposite emotion of what I'd been feeling, which was intense fear and terror. Oh, we missed the T-Rex. Alright, let's try and get some sort of conclusion to this video. So, currently 2 days of massive masturbation. Where will it end? Well, it will end with fucking sores on my penoid if I carry on at this rate. But, you know I will get back to a place of not doing that, and just trusting that, and just knowing that, and not caring how long it takes. You know, just that's where I'm at with it. Like, after, you know, I'm going to go home and bosh one out now, I'm sure. You know, it's definitely something about that hotel room, because it's, you know, it's just enclosed. There's window, there's light, but it's not, you know, it's not like, oh, I'm home, I can be, you know, it's like, oh, I'm here. You know, yeah, that's what it is. It brings like this agitation, it brings this like fidgetiness, this frustration, this wanting to do something because it's just not a nice environment. And energetically, I think this is all, obviously everything's energetic, everything's vibration. So I think, you know, there's something energetically about it as well, where like it's just not got the love. Like it's not being created like, let's offer travelers a home. It's been created like, let's create this box and charge people money. That's the energy it's got to it, and I think I'm feeling that, and therefore I'm like spaffing it out, spaffing the energy out. So I've got one more day in this hotel, which I didn't actually know. I thought I was checking out today, and they've just told me I've got one more day, which I'm actually really glad about, because I love this area of Laos. It's so amazing. And then tomorrow I move on to a national park, which I thought was today. So yeah, it's really nice actually to have another day. You know, I don't really want to be in that hotel for another day, but I really want to be here in this part of Laos for another day. So it's all blessings, it's all blessings. Everything is synchronized, the good, the bad. You know, even in your most intense moments, like we've got Dice over at the moment, who's just lost, you know, her companion, her soulmate, her Rottweiler, and like it's horrendous, and like I can feel that pain. I can even feel like tears welling up thinking about it, and what she's going through right now. But it will be a blessing in the end. Like, I'm not saying that, like, when I think about Roland, my version of this Rottweiler, like my soulmate, an African Boer Bayal, who I have done a video on, actually. If you Google I let this dog down, not Google, if you search in my videos I let this dog down, or the dog I let down, or something like that, just put dog and it will come up. That was in my manic stage, actually, if you want to see me being manic. I don't think that one was particularly manic though, but all the videos around there is my manic stage. Oh God, it was so painful when he went, but you know, it's only in these painful times that we surrender. Like this will be what it's teaching. It will be teaching surrender, and there may be something clearer, like there may be something obvious, but essentially it's all just surrender. It's all just letting go. So we all send our love to you, Di. You know, we really big love in this hard time, and I know you will be doing this, I'm probably not telling you anything, but like lean into it. Let yourself crack open, let yourself cry. I checked your YouTube and you haven't done a video crying about your dog. Do it. Show us all. You know, be it. You don't need to put on makeup and be this like, this is me, I'm going to teach you. No. Let it all out. Be authentic, and then your channel will start to take off. Not that that's what really matters. I mean, maybe that's, you know, maybe that's why this has happened, because the world needs to see you and hear your wisdom, and therefore this has happened to crack you open into true authenticity. I haven't actually even watched any of your videos, guys, so none of these are judgments. But when I clicked on it today, I did see somebody who was trying. And again, I didn't watch. I just looked. I just looked to see if it was this video, but I was hoping to see of you crying on camera and expressing all your pain and emotion on camera, because that's what the world needs. The world needs people really sharing grit, because this life is gritty, this life is messy, this life is hard. It needs to be shared, and there's so few people who are brave enough to do this, and I know you're one of them, Di. So when I clicked on it and saw like this kind of polished performance, yeah, I think that's why this has happened. But who am I to say anything, Di? I hope you appreciate my words. Obviously, I'm not getting at you. Didn't intend to speak about you at all in this video, but this video has been crazy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give some love to the video. I really want this channel to get out there. Like, this is the channel I'm most passionate about. So I'd really appreciate your support if you could help me get this channel out there. So drop a comment. I read all the comments, I respond to all the comments. I really love the comments on these videos particularly. But if you don't want to write a comment, just drop an emoji. Just help the video out. Like, hype, all that sort of thing. Yeah, if you want to see my travels in Laos, I'm not sharing it currently because the footage is behind my actual life, but I'm currently sharing my escape from South America, and we're about to share all the Bali footage, which is just amazing. Like, really, really beautiful place, really entertaining. I think it's really quite funny content. So yeah, maybe check out English Refugee. Also, Not Today Satan is back. If any of you used to watch that, it's been back for 4 days now. I've done 4 or 5 videos. So yeah, Not Today Satan is back. The hashtag is at NTS_news. All right, guys. Big love. Thanks for all your support. Blessings. Have a good one.